Eldorado Gold is one of the top performers in Toronto today, with bullion prices hitting yet another record. We are joined by Bloomberg's Stephanie Hughes. Stephanie.
Hey there, Andy. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So Eldorado Gold shares moved up over 5% today, and that was enough to put it among the top TSX best performers. It was actually on the very top of the list for a good chunk of the trading day today. So that's because it's getting a lift from rising gold prices. Gold hit another fresh all-time high as traders really just flocked to these safe haven assets, leading up to some economic data coming out of the U.S. this week. And more interestingly, the U.S. election, the presidential election that really is just a week away at this point. So we're down to the wire. There's this kind of down to the wire feeling among traders. So investors are weighing the possibility of uncertainties around greater political policy disruption, trade tariffs, and more geopolitical risks. So this has been a story around gold all year. You and I have talked about a lot of the gold names that are benefiting from these rising prices. Gold's obviously also getting a lift from rate cuts. So Eldorado isn't the only precious metals names that's really benefiting from this dynamic today. We also saw First Majestic, Agnico Eagle, B2 Gold, Fortuna Mining, Nova Gold, and a few others there, Andy.
And you're also watching Linamar, which got a downgrade at Scotia.
Yes, so that downgrade prompted shares to fall by over 5%. That was the biggest intraday drop in about 2 months there, Andy. And Linamar, that's because the company, as you mentioned, it's a company that manufactures machine components and car parts. It was cut to a sector perform rating from Scotiabank, down from an outperform rating. So that's the equivalent of moving from a buy to a hold. So the analyst Jonathan Goldman and his team says they see little reason to believe that industry conditions and the share price will improve over the near term, or at least until the second half of 2025. He added that it's hard to deny that there's value in these shares, but the story behind the company is catalyst light, in his words. Vehicle affordability, despite a few rate cuts, is still keeping some households on the sidelines when it comes to getting a new vehicle. And apparently the sidelines are also where you'll find traders today when it comes to this name, because we're seeing a bit of a sell-off there, Andy.
Yeah, it's interesting. Stephanie, I don't know, are you a car driver yourself, or have you managed to avoid?
I don't know. I'm a public transit person.
Yeah.
No, I'm a walker.
Would you buy an electric car, do you think, if you were in the market?
I think I would go for a hybrid for sure. I think that's a perfectly reasonable choice. But yeah, the prices do have to come down before I make that leap there. But until then, public transit, as difficult as it can be in Toronto sometimes, is pretty much what I rely on.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I know downtown Toronto is not representative of the country, but the number of hybrids and electrics on our streets, certainly in my neighborhood, it's nice. They're quiet, for one thing. Stephanie, thank you very much indeed. Stephanie Hughes of Bloomberg.